So we just talked about a lot about, basically super.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do something to kind of bring us back a little bit. Let's all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Ball. What if Goku, instead of turning into a Zaru, turned into a werewolf? Somebody suggested it for a Halloween what if, but I won't be doing it. Like, it would be cool to use here. Plus, I was like, if you end up using it for the thumbnail, you drawing Goku as a werewolf, beautiful.
Fair enough. I mean, that's actually kind of cool thinking. I mean, he's already kind of a werewolf, but he turns into a giant monkey.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
My thing is, I personally think it would, even if he's a giant werewolf, which I think that would be a lot cooler.
Yeah.
I think the werewolf would more than likely, because it wouldn't just be Goku, it would really be what if the Saiyans turned into werewolves. They would definitely be probably more savage, more likely to move the limited move, like the arm speed and stuff like that you see great apes have. These werewolves wouldn't have that.
Right.
I feel like they would be so much more deadly. So potentially, oh man, that could honestly change up a lot of things if you take like
kind of a right
if you
turn
take
to
a
take on
werewolf's
that
ability,
one.
because if you take a werewolf's like their abilities compared to like gorillas, yeah, gorillas fat, like strong, but a werewolf strong.
And
They're
their
faster.
weaknesses. You gotta also take into consideration the
Oh yeah,
silver, and they're not a werewolf during the full moon. Actually, they're not a werewolf during the day, as opposed to just the full moon.
right. It could potentially be happening at night. You guys, that honestly might it might not be as good as like a Halloween what if as you're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
but like
That's what I'm saying.
potentially
You're the one that said it was a Halloween. What if?
Oh yeah, I know, but that's what it was suggested as.
Yeah.
But like now that I'm thinking about it, like just taking Goku for the first example, like Pilaf's castle is wrecked. It's possible some of Goku's friends, which we could have, so we could see some of them actually pass for the first time. Then, oh yes, yes, yes. Goku it would already happen to Grandpa Gohan, but then it would end up happening again to one of his friends, and Goku would end up passing out, not having any idea what recollection of what happened. All of his friends would realize that Goku's completely innocent. They would shun Goku more because of the fact that they know what type of monster he is, and that he's completely clueless of the monster of what he is. So it would do more because Goku wouldn't run off and go straight to training, and if he did, it wouldn't be to train to necessarily get stronger, but it would be to master this werewolf form that he has because it's a side of him that he doesn't understand.
Yeah, and also you're like referring back to Pilaf. Given that it's more canine in origin, would Goku not be like the pack leader to the guard dogs? Like the guard dogs don't get completely wrecked once they see this wolf that has taken the pack by storm. Would they not just bow to him?
That is true too. It very well possibly could. Like I said, with this, there's a lot of. It's basically a rewrite of what Dragon Ball is.
Yeah, and then when the Power Ball is thrown, Vegeta turns into a fucking werewolf.
Oh man.
I mean,
oh man.
Possibilities.
Cool,
there's possibilities on that one.
That's definitely a good one. I think it's definitely one that is too much to discuss like in one going here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an idea for a separate stuff discussion. Is that you take one what if that like we know that we would never do on our channel,
right.
but just run through it like all the
just run through all the different possibilities we could possibly.
Right.
Multiversing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's enough.
Speaking of multiple universes, we do have this is you and me, bro. We have a project in the works. I'm going to be writing after the StevDeScussion, so let's go ahead and announce it here on this StevDeScussion. What if Insanity Island was in the Dragon Ball world? That's what we're going to do. We're going to get the likes of Crash, Dr. Neo Cortex, his sister, Aku Aku, Uka Uka, all of that shit. So, first off, my sincerest apologies to my co-host for, taking the long hiatus that I did. If y'all are still interested in this, I can contact Dragonstar, but I'm not sure if we're going to be as active on this project as before. So, yes, sorry about that. Schmidt, continue the video.
Now, from another suggestion, I want to throw us all the way to the now to the end, which would still impact the beginning of Dragon Ball, because it's, what if Chi-Chi was a Cerealian?
Ooh, okay, remind me what those are.
Those are what granola is now in the. So Chi-Chi would be a sniper.
Well,
so
she would be a bit more badass.
Fighter, oh yeah, I mean it would be like anybody who says, what if Chi-Chi is a is a Z fighter? This is it. Like, this is that what if. Except she's really cool because she can like shoot beams out of her hand like a gun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, she already had that helmet, so we know she knows how to aim.
Exactly. So when it comes to that, she's already was good at it. Now she's going to be probably more credible at it.
Yep.
But I think the more of the story is attached to Gohan. He's still a hybrid, but he's no longer a human. And Granola was already way, way stronger.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure if Cerealians, they just have higher potentials to begin with. But what we see, and the only ones that we can compare to, is him. And before he had this wish, he was still immensely stronger. So if we take that into aspect, Gohan's potentially going to be a lot stronger than what he is. And it's also a possibility that he's not going to want to be a scholar, because that half of his human DNA isn't there. And with Chi-Chi's, she's half as well. So it's like he's going to have more Cerealian DNA than he is human. Well, he's going to have more Saiyan, but then he's going to have equal amount of human and Cerealian. So that blend of all three, Gohan could definitely be a deadly force.
Oh yeah. Especially with the same potential he already had.
Right, exactly. It would just kind of grow his potential. I think it would definitely be more likely that he'd be a fighter. I definitely don't think he would lay off school or nothing. He might not want to be a scholar per se, but I think he would definitely be looking at the bigger future, because he would still be Gohan overall.
Right. I think that's the personality. He would still be a good kid. He would still because of how Chi-Chi was, he wouldn't really actively go for power, and I don't think Chi-Chi would want Gohan to train as much. I feel like she would take more of the protective parent role, while Goku's out fighting evil or finding the Dragon Balls or whatever. She's at home protecting the homestead as well as raising Gohan, which means the Dead Zone movie doesn't happen the same, and the Spice Boys of that movie ends up fucking dying.
But see, it's with this scenario, I think it does little overall. However, the potential of Gohan is a lot more immense. But it's so immense that you can't really describe. I don't know how it would be after in the Buu saga. After he gets his potential locked, I have no idea. I could not rank it. I don't know if he'd be super overpowered. I don't know if he would be freaking nothing would change. I don't know if when he fights Cell, if Super Saiyan 2, it would be a completely different thing because he's already stronger. If he'd get it sooner, if he'd get it, that's really the question that we kind of need more answers from the manga.
Yeah.
Before we can actually do something with that what if.
I mean, the manga is doing a good job at answering some things, but it feels like the more the manga answers, the more questions keep coming up.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. The more answers we get, the more questions we have to ask.
I mean, that's how you build a good foundation for a fandom, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we make videos on.
Right. And speaking of building a good foundation, this what if is asked by Trey is Heavy Metal over on the StevDeScussions. Trey, what's up, dude? Been a while. Ain't talked to you for a while. I'm sure you're doing all right. Anyway, what if Zarbon raised Vegeta? So instead of having his own Saiyan unit, he's not having to deal with the idiocy of Nappa and the weak Raditz. He's literally raised by Frieza's right hand. Some things might change on that front. It's, I kind of see it. I see it as Vegeta kind of getting to see how Frieza rules firsthand, kind of getting the lessons for when eventually he wants. Because Vegeta still hates Frieza. He's hated Frieza all his life. But with him being as close to Frieza as he is, Zarbon's raising him. It feels as though Vegeta might get a bit more powerful and take Doria's position. I mean, think about it. If Vegeta gets strong enough to kill Dodoria, he's gonna fucking do it.
I mean, even if he doesn't kill Dodoria, like he just leaves him under, like just the thought of just Dodoria knowing that Vegeta would kill him, Dodoria wouldn't try it.
Right.
So, and we know that because he tried to beg for his life to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Would Vegeta still be... Oh, right. Go on.
But another change that would happen would be, would Vegeta still be talking to the other Saiyans? Because that changes what goes on Earth, because Raditz and Nappa would more than likely show up together.
Right. I mean, I think Raditz... Yeah, you are probably right. Raditz and Nappa would probably show up together.
You guys, this isn't good for the Z Fighters, man.
Nobody's on Nappa's level at this point.
Oh, even if they do and they get past him, none of them will be on Vegeta. Like, none of them will be hurt. None of them will get the Zenkai's. Freaking, honestly,
okay. So,
I mean, they're screwed. They're screwed. They're dead.
Okay, let's approach this from a storytelling standpoint. Like, we know how the sagas go. When it comes down to the Raditz saga, Raditz comes to Earth, Raditz gets killed by Piccolo, Goku gets killed by Piccolo, then the Dragon Balls bring Goku back, and then Vegeta and Nappa come by. The only reason the Frieza forces didn't go near Earth was because they were like, Namekian? They're talking about Dragon Balls. Well, Namek's nearer, so let's go Dragon Ball shopping there. So, if you're having Nappa and Raditz, let's say Nappa and Raditz somehow, both of them die. Alright, both of them die on Earth, somehow.
Very unlikely.
Very unlikely. Nobody would see anything of the Frieza forces. Vegeta wouldn't go to Earth. Nobody would be going to Earth because the only people they're concerned about reviving is Goku and possibly Krillin. Or anyone else. The only reason the Earth crew would go to Namek is if Piccolo died as well. Piccolo would have to die as well for the Earth crew to be like, okay, we gotta go to Namek to get their Dragon Balls. And then...
Well, let's say he does. And they go to Namek. And this is the first time they're meeting Vegeta. A Vegeta who was closer to Frieza. A Vegeta who was already evil to begin with. Your first encounter. How did Vegeta act in his first encounter?
He would slaughter him. He would slaughter
exactly. Them. I mean, I'm not even trying to cut the what if short or nothing either. Like, I swear, from a storyteller's perspective.
Considering Vegeta would be way more bloodthirsty than Zarbon and Dodoria?
Like, unless he, like, somehow seen potential of, like, Gohan and Goku, like, being Saiyans or whatever, then he was gonna flip. But even then...
I could see him capture Gohan.
Maybe, but even then, Vegeta's power is already so...
I mean, he wouldn't be at the 18,000 he was when he first landed on Earth. He would be...
He'd probably be at least what he got, like, after the Zenkai. He'd probably be at least 24,000.
I would say 24,000 is good. Like, stronger than Dodoria and Zarbon, but not stronger than Zarbon's second form.
Exactly.
You know, Zarbon would keep him down as far as that.
And that's what I was going to get at, is that when Zarbon went to his second form, he also told Vegeta that Frieza had other forms as well. So I don't see Vegeta flipping on Namek, because he knows that Frieza's power that he's showing isn't his full power, and he's already nowhere near that.
Right. So the Earth crew would probably get slaughtered.
Maybe Gohan gets took, but then... I don't see him wanting to work with Vegeta, and he eventually ends up doing so. Like, is Vegeta and Gohan by the time Frieza act like they're just not gonna get as strong.
Right. So, if Zarbon raised Vegeta, the Earth crew would be screwed before the Android saga, and Frieza wouldn't give a damn about what happened to Earth. And Beerus would stay
Majin and then
asleep.
Majin Buu would not happen more than likely because Earth wouldn't have the energy.
Yeah.
Beerus, he would just wake up and be like, and Frieza would be like, "Yo, I killed all the Saiyans." Then Broly could possibly be a thing. So like,
Yeah.
then you just have like Beerus and Broly, but like they would just be Beerus and Broly and Paragus. It would have nothing to do with Frieza and all them. So that's it until Zeno decides to erase the universe. All right, so next, I figured we'd throw in another movie lore because we haven't done too much of
Ooh,
those yet.
yay! More
What if
movie lore.
what if the false Super Saiyan was canon?
What if the false? Oh, pseudo super.
Yeah, when he goes that Super Saiyan in the Lord Slug movie.
What's supposed to be Super Saiyan back then?
Exactly, in that movie.
Now, I've said this several times, and I've said it at the beginning of this video, but I'll go ahead and reiterate. That's more of a detail than a full what if. I used that detail than a full what if in my what if Vegeta was born female. Because Tarble does that. So, I mean, it would just be another step. Like you're just asking for like, how do you get to $1? Well, 50 cents and 50 cents. Okay, well here's the first 2 quarters. Come back and get the other 2 quarters and make $1. You know, that's all it is. It's a piece of
right, right. But also with it being a thing, the first time that we would probably see it would still, unless you did it early, like Goku did. It does it when Goku's Krillin passes away from Tambourine. Like maybe you could see it there, but I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Namek.
Yeah, Namek.
And if it happens on Namek, Goku's
Both of
not
us
going.
just died for a second right there. Don't worry, chat. We're alive.
Yeah, yeah. Then Goku, he's not gonna be as strong as he was if he was in Super Saiyan. And if he is as strong, then Super Saiyan's even stronger. So that just makes the story in itself more OP. So you can basically say everything happens as canon, except they're stronger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So every fight will be that much easier.
Every fight would just end up being easier, and the power levels of future villains would just have to be much higher than they were to present a challenge.
However,
Oh,
this does, something that does change and kind of gives us little ideas of, what could possibly be in the movie coming up. What if Super 17 was after DBS Broly?
oh, so you're talking about bringing GT canon into this?
Yes,
Only
not
at a
necessarily
much
all
earlier.
GT, Super 17.
Okay, so after okay, one thing that won't happen is Cell and Frieza versus Kid Goku. That wouldn't happen because Frieza is alive in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're not gonna get any of those people. That's the thing. Dr. Mew wouldn't more than likely wouldn't be a thing here.
Right, right. So
And if Dr. Gero is a thing here, once again going back to his supercomputer, it would probably be some sorts of that and the creation that they have now going on with like the new movie showing the Red Ribbon Army. What I assume.
So let me go ahead and mix this up because there is one big paradox there that needs to be addressed. Considering after the Cell Saga, 17 was revived, there wouldn't be a Super 17. So let's change the title a little bit on this one to make it a bit more, I guess, I wouldn't say compliant or congruent, to make it flow a bit better. What if Super 17 as Cell because Cell hasn't gotten much when it comes down to Super yet, was after the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Whereas Cell comes back thanks to Dr. Mew, or if you want to say it, Dr. Gero. Gero could perfect Cell in a way. And thanks to them seeing, like, you remember that scene where Bobbity was cheering on the good guys to kill Kid Buu? So they're aware of what's going on in Hell. They're aware of what's going on in Hell. They're looking at it. Gero would know about God Ki, and he would figure out a way to get his most powerful creation on that level, thus making a movie after Dragon Ball Super Broly where there is a legitimate threat. So, how would it play out? Well,
So
Nappa would still get vaporized. There is that one.
Yep.
A lot of the bad guys from before, I mean, they're not there. There's no 18, there's no 17.
Right.
There's a 19 and 20. If you want to incorporate Mew, sure. Would the only other threat before
you might have
Cell,
some like the mock, some of like the mock villains. You might have like a Deborah or a, you know, Bobbity's Warriors and stuff like that, but nobody that's going to be a threat.
Yeah, not really. With considering the power levels after the Tournament of Power, none of those villains are really a threat.
However, having super perfect Cell, like you know, super perfect Cell.
Yeah, I would think he would be
Ultra,
like,
we'll call him like Ultra Cell, Ultra Perfect Cell.
Maybe just pure perfection Cell.
That'll work.
That's good.
That'll work. Pure perfection.
So pure perfection, meaning he's still getting stronger because of the S cells in him. He has a way. He has a way, like how Zamasu's Super Saiyan Rose was just kind of an evil version of Super Saiyan Blue. He could have that sort of power behind him, whereas he's a dark pink bug monster as opposed to a dark blue one.
Because he'll have the key from.
Yeah, he would have that key. He would have that God key. He would find a way to have that. I mean, let's go ahead and count it out. You have, in order to give Goku his Super Saiyan God form, you needed 5 other Saiyans. You had Vegeta, you had Trunks, you had Goten, you had Gohan, and you had Pan before she was born.
And they got all the Saiyans that are in Hell.
Yeah. They have all the Saiyans that are in Hell. All of them.
And, like, arguably now you could say that Bardock easy would be clear. You have Torin on all his group that odds are if they're with his group, they'd be odds are at least clear. I mean, so, and if they're not, potential-wise, it could probably be a story where you could have, like, a, you know, Super Saiyan God, but, like, with all negative energy. It just never happened.
I would think also, being that he is a bio-android, he would be able to
also be an exception to use the and his DNA, he would have all of their DNA.
Yeah, exactly. He would have, and he would probably even also have some DNA that he didn't have before, like fueling.
The biggest question is how he would get the DNA. That's the biggest question. He kind of like there has to be some type of teleport to.
I just thought of something. I just thought to make him more evil, as far as that's concerned. Make him more of a tactician. Let's put it this way. To make him more of a tactician, there is one villain that does carry Frieza's DNA, that does do as well of a job as Frieza before Frieza took the throne. King Cold is in Hell.
Yes, very true.
So King Cold could have a hand in this project when it came down to getting certain power. We might even have a scene where King Cold has pushed himself to push Cell, because Perfect Cell would be like,
Golden King Cold.
Yeah, Golden King Cold, exactly. Because think about it. Think about this. What does Cell know works? What does Cell know that works?
What if Cell is just so strong that he just freaking barges through freaking Yima and just goes to the living world?
It's quite
Because
possible that was
because all that Yima has to do is die, right? And then they can go up to the real world.
well the whole part of the
Or they, well, in the Janemba movie, they trapped him and they were able to go up to the real world.
right. So the whole point, like the whole part of GT would still happen, whereas all of the evil from hell are still pushing to the real world. They're still doing that, but this time they have a bit of a plan when it comes down to Cell. I could see a scene where Cell has to keep fighting King Cold and keep fighting King Cold and keep fighting King Cold. And both of them are getting stronger. King Cold is getting the golden form. He's kind of being more of a threat because again, what I was saying earlier, what does Cell know that works? How was he beaten? He was beaten by Gohan. How was he beaten by Gohan? Because Gohan trained. What does Cell know that works? Training. So when he suggests this to King Cold, much like how Frieza realized it, King Cold would probably get the golden form, and you would have two main threats. One that could be beaten much easier when it came down to after the Super Broly movie, because I imagine Goku and Vegeta would have still kept training, still mastered the Super Saiyan Blue forms, and King Cold would be more of a brush-off villain. And then Cell would make his presence known without the form, just being like, "Bravo! You know, that guy always pissed me off in hell." You know, and that's when the main villain shows up for the movie.
And then it would be a great thing because it'd be like, you know who else pissed me off before hell? And then specify that it was Gohan, and then instead of charging at Goku and Vegeta, use instant transmission to pop right in front of Gohan.
Yeah, Gohan would be taken aback. He would probably he would play with Gohan. You know, he wouldn't even kill Gohan outright. Gohan would use the Mystic form.
Oh no!
Because you know, Ultimate Gohan is still is a thing in the Tournament of Power. He would still use that form, and you know that would be a thing for Cell. He'd be like, "Bravo! You're far more powerful than you were when you were a brat. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can show you where I've been."
And then literally powers up
to the point that
like his version of Super Saiyan God or whatever. And he literally just one-shots Gohan to the ground, where Goku and Vegeta are like able to transport in.
Yep.
Goku would, and then that would enrage Goku, and then Cell would be like, "What?" He's like, He'd be like, "What? I haven't even killed the boy." Yep. He's like, "At least," and then he'd probably look at Vegeta just to mock him. And he's like, "At least I killed his." So like, Cell would basically just be toying with everybody. It would be that in itself. That should be the new movie. They should be making another. They should be making another Cell.
I could see that movie go along very, very spectacularly. Actually, it's
revival of Cell, but they didn't spoil it to nobody.
Instead of Resurrection,
Cell calls himself a superhero. He's like, I'm the superhero that you guys didn't know you needed.
I'm the hero that the Earth needs.
This is Dragon. He's like, this is Dragon Ball Super, and I'm the hero. Call this movie Superhero.
You have to get Devil Artemis for the voice.
Yeah, he breaks the entire fourth wall. Why not?
I mean, give your fan props there. That sounds like a hell of a movie.
Yeah, honestly, it would be definitely a banger of a movie.
It would be a banger.
I would watch it. I
mean, I've said it several times. I'm torn between the Namek Saga and the Android Saga. I mean, the other day it was the Namek Saga is my favorite. Today it's more along the Android Saga. And
Namek's my favorite every day of the week. I can even send you this thumbnail. I have audio done for it. I haven't uploaded it. Nice. Namek is the best saga.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all, but as far as favorites are concerned, you know, what's gone.
Oh no, I understand. I that is the only one that holds the number one premise without flipping, like without flopping at all. Now my second, my third, my fourth, favorite arc, all those they change.
They always do.
Well, same with the movies. Like, they changed all of those though. Like from my favorite to like my least favorite, like those change all the time. One thing that doesn't change is that I am actually a fan of Bio Broly.
I haven't seen the fucking movie. I haven't seen the Bio Broly movie. I want to because
you gotta watch.
I've heard how bad it is, but how good that Broly is. You know, like.
Well, it's like. if you take the aspect of it being Broly, but like it's not Broly, it's like somebody who wanted to rip off Broly tried to rip off Broly. Like I tried to copy clone him. That's what it is. It is more of the dynamic of Goten and Trunks, Mr. Satan, and Android 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's four characters that we don't see a lot of light of, and they really dive into their characters. And I honestly feel like all four of their characters are spot on. I feel like Krillin kind of getting thrown in is a little bit random, but I mean, it made sense at the end, but like nothing adds to his character. But everybody else, it makes perfect sense for their character. It grows them as a character. And it's kind of like a slice of life thing because like they didn't need Goku or nothing like that. But that's okay. That's honestly why I feel like the new movie is going to work because I think it's going to be on the life, like on the edge line of slice of life. Yeah, there's going to be a thread, there's going to be a villain or whatever, but it's not going to be as big as what everybody tries to make it.
Why do you think I like Garlic Jr. as a villain?
Exactly. I love Garlic Jr.
Yeah.
I love Garlic Jr.
Yeah, Garlic Jr. and the Black Water Mist. I mean, that shit was pretty dope.
I wanted to do this one. I literally just got it off the community tab, fresh, like just new comment.
Wonderful.
It was, and I'll tell you exactly who it was from as well.
Yep.
If I can find it now.
We are doing the names.
If I can find it now, I literally, I lost it.
I just got it. I put it down here, and I can't find where I put it down.
Exactly. Okay. It is from Patrick Acosta, however.
Patrick
You,
Acosta.
he, yeah, it's one of the two. Something Acosta.
Acosta.
Costa. Okay, so he actually uploaded multiple suggestions. Some of those I feel like are a little bit more for more of a what if. However, one of the ones that I wanted to take and actually get Stev's idea is what if Krillin trained with Kami before Z? But as I'm thinking about this, I'm like, what if he trains with a different god? What if Krillin trains with King Kai when he dies with Tambourine?
He did die. I will say, what if the dragons were swamped part 2? But if we're just talking about Krillin, the only thing I can glean from that
Krillin.
Yeah, the only thing I can glean from that what if, from the what if that's on my channel that I referenced.
I love the plug.
Krillin, yeah, nice. Krillin would beat Piccolo during the tournament. And Tien.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, not in Tien, and Goku.
Mm-hmm.
And he would win. As far as Raditz, like I said, thanks to Krillin being around, Piccolo and Goku would have their duel. It would be outside the World Tournament, unfortunately. But, you could do this one of two ways. One, Piccolo has seen the extent of Goku's power, realizes he's a little bit behind. He needs to train harder so that he can kill Goku, and he ends up winning this duel in the wasteland, wherever. The other way you could see it is during the 5-year time skip, Goku isn't as much of a stranger because his best friend is so much more powerful than him now. He's going to train with his best friend. And during the wasteland fight, he doesn't put it together that if you kill Piccolo, then Kami dies too. And then Piccolo dies. So, there's a couple of different ways to tackle this. What are you thinking?
Well, at first I was kind of looking at it as I highly doubt Krillin would be able to learn Kaioken if he does train with King Kai. If he trains with Kami, then he's just stronger, exactly what you said, exactly how I see it plays out. With King Kai, the only reason why things probably wouldn't happen the way they were is because I feel like, well, for one, Kami would basically know that Krillin has this new form because, well, the idea of it. So they would let him know before Piccolo dies, but like Krillin, odds are he'd probably just end up teaching it to Goku, or Goku would end up picking it up because he's doing it. So Goku just gets Kaioken early. And what are all these what ifs about, like just them being overpowered early? They would basically just be one of those. And sadly, Krillin would still be overlooked because it goes into the Saiyan saga. And
I mean,
I mean, don't get me wrong. He would still be impactful all the way up to the androids and stuff like that. Maybe even further. But Boo Saga, he's definitely falling off.
As far as the Kaioken is concerned, I doubt because of King Kai's, extended gravity on his planet being 10 times what it is, Krillin wouldn't even need Kaioken to dominate even Raditz. I would think that is.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Reason why King Kai even considered Kaioken and why he didn't do it as far as the humans is because he was aware that Goku was a Saiyan. If anyone was going to benefit off of Kaioken, it was Goku.
Oh, that's exactly what I was getting at. That's like the rare occasion if he does get Kaioken, but like even then, like he would just know what it is. Then Goku would be interested. Goku would probably talk to Kami, and he'd end up training with King Kai without dying.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
So I mean, either way, the scenario works. If Krillin trains with King Kai, I see Goku eventually getting Kaioken early.
Yeah, we might even see Tien around a little bit more because he knows how powerful.
Absolutely.
He knows how powerful fucking
the Kaioken and stuff like that is, and Krillin can. And if Krillin can do it, he knows he can.
I'm going through while we're discussing this. I'm going through the. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'll do that one next. I'm going through, and we have the Doom Stev emote on the Stev Discord. Basically, me sending someone to the Shadow Realm.
Oh man!
And it's a good emote. Real Sonic Jack said it'd be funny if StevDes was King Yemma and sent Trunks straight to hell. Yeah, it would be funny. I would absolutely love that. It'd be great. I'm a huggity desk.
I can't blame you.
Yeah.
I cannot blame. I'm not a fan of Trunks either. So
yeah. So there is definitely some things when it comes down to it, but because Krillin's still not a Saiyan, he would end up falling in the background characters, as far as that one's concerned. But he would have his time in the limelight. I imagine he and Raditz would fight each other to a standstill. And that's when Raditz would say, oh, there are two more powerful Saiyans. If you kill me, then you will not survive them.
So Raditz might turn good.
That's like a possibility.
There's a bunch. This one is definitely a what if that could be written out and done for real.
I could hear it over the scouters. Raditz, you have been playing with the Earthlings for far too long. Nappa and I have taken over a planet in the time that it's taken you to even kill one. You're going down. You know?
I'm gonna kick your ass, Raditz.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Raditz.
Oh man, definitely. And then Raditz just be kind of looking at him like, "Well, he kind of is."
Yeah, kind of is. And Raditz doesn't even know the Powerball. If he knew the Powerball, that'd be a different story.
Right.
Let's get on with the last question that we will cover from this one by Real Sonic Jack 10. What if Goku?
Wait, wait. I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I don't think I've heard his name before.
Yeah, Real Sonic Jack 10.
Okay.
It's not Real Sonic. It's not the other 9. We're up to the 10.
We're on 10.
We're on 10. All right, we're at 10. What if Goku was raised by the Red Ribbon Army? Now I know that there has been a what ifer that's done this one. I've seen it. I've seen the thumbnail, but I've never clicked on it. So this is going to be a new concept for me.
I think I watched the video.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I think it was Dex Comics that did it.
Dex Comics? Yeah, you know what? That sounds right. You
think Dex
Comics would be up for a discussion?
I mean, I have communications with him if you want to talk to him. I could ask you.
Shoot the invite to him. I mean,
and then he also does Pokemons and he does Pokemon what ifs and all that stuff now as well.
You know what? Let's go ahead, Schmidt. Go ahead and let's leave it in the comments below. Who do you want to see on StevDeScussions? Who do you want to see? Who do you think's gonna have a really good conversation?
And guys, before you go down there and say Dragon Star, I'll be back
Yeah,
eventually.
that's why he's
Okay.
slot 2. This is why this video ain't like 7-1 or 8-1 or I forget what one. This is 2-3 or 2-4 depending on how long this fucking video is. So
Could be.
it's
Could
probably
be.
going to be 2-4 because slot 2 is Dragon Star's slot. It's like a memory card. Whereas you have certain files. This file is file 2. File 2 is Dragon Star. File 1 is Kaizen Ball. I want it to organize based on who I was talking to rather than what episode it is.
And guys, for the people that know, I will probably. Do you already have a playlist of like the discussions, like in the order of they are?
I do.
Like, so you have like you have a playlist for like Dragon, like all
of yours. Yes, I have.
Okay, so
I
will also take that and I will share it on my channel as well.
There you
that
go.
way, whoever's on, well, it'll be on my saved playlist as well. So whoever wants to watch it, if you don't have enough Dragon Star content, then you could always hop up over there as well. That way, they're literally, hours of just content.
Yeah, content for content's sake. But
I'm not gonna say it's necessarily all what ifs, but it's content.
Right. Let's hop back into this one though. Goku being raised by the Red Ribbon Army. First of all, where's he gonna land? Where's he gonna land? Because
who's gonna find him that's in the Red Ribbon Army?
There's several different islands that you could go with Captain Yellow, or was it Captain Yellow or Corporal Yellow? I know it was Yellow. The
Yellow.
fucking tiger guy in the goddamn plane. And you also have Corporal Violet. And then you also
Not to mention he could land right at the freaking front of Muscle Tower.
Right. So there are several things. If you landed on Muscle Tower, I think you might die of hypothermia, to be honest. That might be a short one.
That's very true. But odds are they'd find him if he lands like directly in Muscle Tower. Like he just he just crashes through. Just then he might die on the explosion of the building.
There's several different places where he would land. Overall, given the different techniques and different talents that the Red Ribbon Army has as far as its warriors, I would think either not General Red. Who's the first? Colonel Silver was his name? The first one that Goku.
You have Silver that has his own like camp.
Yeah.
Then you have Blue.
Yeah,
that's not him. I know you're not talking about him.
Well, I'm talking about both of them because both of them seemed more martial arts expert in a way.
More fighting based.
Yeah, more physical fighting based. And given the Saiyan angst, little Kakarot, which we could rename, I don't know, is there an orange? I don't know. I was thinking orange because of the gi.
Could be an orange, could be a gray, could be
whatever color he's named
maroon.
After. Whatever color he's named after. We'll say crimson for all I know. He would start out like that, but the first whoever he does end up with at first, let's say he goes to Muscle Tower. Muscle Tower's dead. The first full moon? No. Nobody's surviving. It's all gonna get taken down. Major Metallotron, the fucking ninja, they're all dead. All gone.
Yep.
So, whoever he ends up with first is gonna have that data, and he's gonna be alone there until the Red Ribbon Army can come investigate what the fuck happened. That's when they'll find out about the Ozaru. That's when they'll start doing experiments on him and trying to have a giant monkey as their weapon. That's the way I see that one going.
Honestly, the same. I don't how people think like, oh, Goku would still be good, or he'd get turned into an android and he'd turn good and all that stuff. It's like, I don't think he would.
Yeah.
So like at this point, he wouldn't be Goku. Like his brain wouldn't be his brain. For all we know, his brain could literally be swapped for somebody else's. We've seen it happen. We literally talked about it at the beginning of this step discussion about brains being swapped.
Yeah.
So, in that case, it's really, is it going to be the Goku that you know? No.
It's going to be Kakarot. That's why I always say Kakarot, Goku.
Right.
Goku is the Grandpa Gohan timeline. Boxer, Bokusa or Bokusa, is the Capsule Corp timeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can identify the timelines by what Goku will end up being named. This one, I'm just gonna
Right.
say it's the color timeline because
Yeah.
the Red Ribbon Army had that naming gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which just means with this happening, like eventually with having Goku as their weapon, you could probably say that the Red Ribbon Army gets their wish and they're actually able to take over the world.
right, and they're able to take over the world after Pilaf already has.
Right.
You know, they just are an insurgency, let's say, and that's how
they just run through Pilaf.
That's they run through Pilaf by getting all the Dragon Balls because Pilaf's not fucking worried. He doesn't think anybody else knows about him. I mean, there was that one teen twerp that they took care of, but she didn't matter at the end.
Right. So yes, this could potentially be a good idea, but it's not going to be like a happy ending and stuff like that people think. It's not going to be Goku
it's
half.
It's going to be a villain taking over a villain, and then eventually King Piccolo's going to come in, and it's going to be another villain that takes over shit, and then Earth's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Earth is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that going well.
Like I said, either way, even if they beat King Piccolo, there's no happy ending for Earth.
There really isn't, because then Raditz would come to the planet looking for his brother, and his brother's not there.
And he blows up the planet.
Right. So
and
Schmidt,
if he can't blow up the planet, then he just leaves, and it's pointless.
Right.
So.
Schmidt, the noise. Yeah. Price is Right. Game over. I love it. Love it.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Was I the only person who heard that sound, or is that just in my head? Man, I don't know. Whoa. Whoa, man, it kind of like teleports me to a completely different universe. A universe of my what ifs. Which leads us actually to our next question.
Our final one for this StevDeScussions.
It's out there. I'm going to put it out there.
Oh boy, here we go.
What if StevDes was a villain and what if Dragon Star was in Dragon Ball?
Yeah. You know, I always ask myself, you know, if you were the villain of anything, what kind of villain would you be? Would you be the villain?
Oh, that's the first question. That's the first question.
Like, okay, so I would think, like, I wouldn't be the kind of villain that is after power, is after something. I'd be a villain akin to the Joker. The Joker literally exists just to fuck with Batman. Just to screw with Batman. So,
I see how this is going.
If I was the villain, I would literally exist just to screw with the heroes. Like,
no, see, look.
Oh boy, I said, why? Why are you here? I made the announcement saying that nobody should be joining. Well, you know what? He's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain of the Cheeky Force, Y.exe, otherwise known as Antivirus.exe. He's the main mod here on the StevDeScord, so if you wanted to join the StevDeScord, check it out in the description below.
Which, and him joining has no effect on this at all. But speaking of what you said, StevDes, I think it works perfectly if you would decide to be a Joker villain to me in the story. And I think perfect plot wise would work as long as you know how you got placed into the Dragon Ball story.
Right.
That's one thing that I don't know.
So where are you still going along that timeline on your channel? Because
yes, you would have to be an early Dragon Ball villain because I've only gotten to Namek, but like we're not there yet.
Oh, so you've gotten to the point where Bulma is making the space machine.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead and check out the channel of of my co-host here, because you might end up being surprised as to what happens in that timeline. We'll talk about this. We will talk about this.
A lot of stuff happens in that timeline.
A lot of stuff happens. But you know what else is happening? The end of this StevDeScussion. I want to thank Dragon Star. First of all, perfect segue. Perfect fucking segue. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah. So, if you want to check out my co-host,
I'm a co-host.
Yeah, you're a Hurst.
I'm a co-host.
You want to check out my co-host? check out the description in the description section below. That was awful. I shouldn't do that anymore. And if you want more What If content in the realms of video gaming and Dragon Ball alike, such as the next part of the Mario What If, I'm gonna write that one. I'm gonna get that one done because I know where the story's going. The story's there, and I need that headspace. I know what I'm doing with it. Go ahead and leave your comment below. Check out the subscribe. Check out the StevDeScussions, and also keep your eyes peeled for the What If Insanity Island was in the Dragon World, because that is going to be the collaborative effort I have with this co-host. Anything you
Coerced. Coerced.
Yeah, coerced.
That's what I am now. I'm coerced. Just besides, guys, make sure you go over to my channel, subscribe to it. I'm not going to tell you guys to hit the bell icon over here, but I will tell you to hit the bell icon on StevDeS's videos, because this guy deserves more.
Still hit the bell icon. You should still hit the bell.
Oh, you hear that? You should hit the bell on mine too. I mean, you'll see a little shake of a ding, and then like my videos will pop up, and then you can also do the same thing that Steph does, and then his videos will pop up, and then together both of our videos will pop up, and you'll have endless content of What If. So it's a great overpath of what you should possibly do.
Now that I'm back,
and if you haven't already, because this is also going to be shared on my channel, so the people who are watching this, it's over on my channel. If you look on it, okay, you're going to scroll down to the video, you're going to see a name. Right there where that name is, there's going to be a word called subscribe. You're just going to tap it. You're just going to tap it. It'll take like 2 seconds. You could do it like after you scroll down and look at the comments to see like who's messing with who, or whatever you decide to do. Before you click off, just go to that, tap that button. Then once you tap that button, remember those bells that we were talking about before? They'll come up, and just have a ding. Just have a ding go off. Tap one of those bells. It's all over.
And as always, I will see you in the next one. Ciao. Say bye.
Coerced.
Coerced.
See you guys.